Everything else. That's what they told us last year.
Oh, that is?
Do you not have a flash on that?
Hmm?
Do you not have a flash on that?
I'm taking a video for YouTube.
Not leaning on the boat. They are only plastic.
Alright, we have an extension here.
I'm not leaning, I'm just holding.
This room we are now in is called the Volcano Room. This is the 5th largest room in the cave. It is 200 feet from left to right, 100 feet from the wall behind you to the wall on the opposite side, and it is 60 feet from the floor to the ceiling. Now the ceiling in this room is kind of unique. It is called a sculpted ceiling because it is so irregular. What happened is we had two large underground rivers meet in this room, and as they collided, they swirled around and carved out the weak points in limestone, leaving just the strongest rock behind, making this one of the safer rooms in the cave. Because of this, this is one of our most used rooms. This is our banquet hall. We host any number of special events here. Some of the highlights are that we've had 5 weddings here. We have birthday parties, business meetings. We have an annual Christmas party here, 2 weeks before Christmas every year, where we host around 300 to 350 international cavers. Our last special event was called the Honda Hoot, where we had 401 Honda motorcyclists down here eating lunch. Now, obviously, our most notable feature in this room is our chandelier. It's 8.5 feet across, 15 feet tall, and weighs 3/4 of a ton, and it's held to the ceiling by a 4.5 foot expansion bolt that has tested to hold over 27,000 pounds, so it's not going anywhere fast. It has 150 electric lights in 4 different colors, which we'll get to see later on tonight after we turn it on. And it has 10,000 hand-carved Austrian crystal beads, not glass. We got that chandelier and a theatrical pipe organ for $1,000 in 1981 from Lowe's Metropolitan Theater that was in Brooklyn, New York. So it was quite a steal. The pipe organ is no longer in the cave as the humidity down here wreaked havoc on its internal components. So we no longer have that pipe organ down here. The chandelier's still here. Any questions? Excellent. Let's go.
This is everything we're going to do.
For show.
No, it's made for this type of weather. No, it's
If it was electric, it would have fried.
it's an outdoor one.
You could have just gone on the Star Channel and had one where the rocks were actually the pipes. These are the rocks for the actual.
Yes.
I'll go get on one of these.
What?
No, I just want to get this thing over with. I really don't care. No, I came out for the wild. Wild horse. I'm going to show you the slide. Come here, slide.
The tour guide said, you're supposed to walk down and then you go,
Everyone stand up on these platforms. You guys can scoot back to the other end. Alright guys, this is called the Oasis Room, and the reason it's called that is because if you look behind you, you'll see the little red light up there in the corner. That's just there to mark a spot where there's a pool of water, holds about 1.5 gallons, 2 gallons of water. It is on a 24-hour drip, so if you were to, that's why it's called the Oasis Room, because early cave explorers would come to this point. It was the only portion of this part of the cave where they could refill canteens and things like that. So if you were to refill a canteen or something, come back the next day, it would be full again. So that's where we get the name for this room. Also, if you look above you, you notice the ceiling's pretty different from the last room that Chris explained. This is called happens through a process called breakdown, and the way that happens is limestone is formed in layers like pancakes stacked up, and as the water rushes through the cave, erodes away what's holding those two layers together. The bottom layer actually falls. You see it lying around you over here, the old ceiling. Nothing to worry about. They do say that that happened with the cave was about half full of water, so a steady source of water flowing through here to erode that away. And science determined it takes about 150,000 years for this to occur. But there is nothing to worry about. Above where you guys are standing, a couple of cool little fossils. If you look right there, it's called horn coral. And they say that right here, and they say that limestone was formed in the Mississippian era. So all it means is there's a shallow seabed above us, and there's a couple shells. See the shells? There's a shell. There's a shell. So this is just an easy spot for you guys to see that. This next passage we're going to go through over here, it's called the meat grinder, and the reason that's called that is because the guys that found the cave, or in 1953, decided that the Higginbotham Cave and the Hinshaw Cave were so close that they were going to find a passage to connect it to, and this is the passage that did so. They found it in 1953. It was originally a 9-inch by 15-inch crawlway. So they crawled through this whole passageway that you're about to go through, that we later blasted out so we could walk through here and take the jeeps through here. And the reason it's called the meat grinder is because then when they came out, their clothes were shredded and they were bleeding when they got to the other side. They looked at each other and said, looks like you got put through a meat grinder. So that's where we get the name. Follow Chris. He's going to take you through it.